Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Keasling and I'm Great Lengths USA Artistic Director. And I am here today to talk to you about how to achieve that beautiful, bouncy 90s blowout with using extensions in the hair. We all know that it can be a little tricky, especially when we get to that top with the volume, but I'm gonna show you how to do a perfect application as well as a beautiful blow dry. So let's get started. One thing I like to do, because our hair is double drawn, which means the density from the top to the very bottom is gonna be the same. We also then give you the ability to customize the blend or the amount of shattering you want to do to the ends. And if you know that you're not going to be establishing a really strong perimeter line, you can go ahead and you can pre-texturize the ends. So what I do is I just take the ends and I put them in between my fingers and I just make a fist to kind of fan it out. And I'll just go in with texturizing shears and I come in and I go basically like a crossing pattern. And this creates a very irregular way to thin out those ends. One of the things that you do want to be careful with when you're working with tapes is not to touch the adhesive. So a lot of the times I will use a pin curl clip to just maneuver the actual tape and extension itself. And so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna place it a ½ inch below the part. And then going in underneath, and then we're applying our safety band in alignment with that tape. And you can see again, I used my pin curl clip to make sure that I did not touch that adhesive. And then I'm gonna come in with my connection tool, and I'm gonna give it 3 squeezes, hit each corner, and then I just give it another little press across. You don't want to squeeze it too strongly, you just want to make sure that you're sealing it. One of the great new products that we came out with this year that you're going to love is these new cover bands. So a lot of the times we see that the actual attachment site isn't quite as dark as the client's hair, and now we have a fix for that. So it's almost giving you the opportunity to create a rooted look. This isn't actually holding the extension in, so you can go ahead and just peel that cover band off, and then I can go ahead and just place the cover band over the attachment site, and that's gonna give me a little bit more of a root shadow or a transition into that actual tape. All right, so to start this 90s blowout with extensions in, we wanna make sure that our client's hair is about 80 to 90% dry. We don't wanna approach this with very sopping wet hair because you're gonna make your job a lot harder. So go ahead and either rough dry or pedal dry about to 80, 90%, and then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna apply your product. For a blowout, I like to personally use a nice lightweight mousse and distribute that on the hair after I've done my rough dry. To control the hair, I like to make sure that I section my top out of the way. So anything above your parietal ridge, I'm just gonna make sure that that is one section, and then anything below the parietal ridge is another section. I like to start from the top and work my way down. This keeps my eye very clean. So now we're gonna start with the blow drying. And one thing I will say is it's really important to start at the scalp and the base with the blow dryer and really focus on creating that volume on the round brush as we go. The mid-lengths and ends are gonna start drying naturally because the air of the blow dryer is just the way that the air is flowing. So we will seal the mid-lengths and ends, but really focus on the scalp area first. Personally, I like to have multiple types of brushes depending on the density of the hair and the way that the hair is reacting. So I go between a boar bristle that has nylon as well as a nylon with the heat conductor. Once I get all that hair heated up, I then will go in and transfer it to my Velcro roller. So you want to work pretty quickly while you're doing this because you are wanting that hair to cool down on this roller. So I'm gonna come in, and your roller is just becoming your brush, basically. The other thing that I want you to remember is just Keep those ends nice and clean, but if they fall off the side, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be able to cool in that shape. We're not trying to create curl within the style, we're trying to create lift. And I like to go in and just secure, especially if they've got really strong hair, with a couple pins. The only thing with working with extensions on this, especially if they're newly applied, is you just want to be careful when you're going and you're sectioning these out. You're not going to get perfect sections because we have the extensions in there, but you want to get as close to the size of the roller that you're using. So if you get any of these ones that want to pop out while you're doing this, you just want to hold those down a little bit until they cool down. And then go ahead and give these guys a nice little spray and allow them to cool down. All right, now I'm going to work into the sides. If the hair has dried too much, go ahead and just mist it lightly. And again, apply section by section the mousse right at the scalp area, really focusing on that root. All right, so in the back, we're gonna be moving into the same approach, but we're gonna be using a curling iron instead of heating the hair up with the hair dryer. So you're gonna get a very similar effect. Again, it's showing you that you're using the heat and the direction in which you're either blowing the hair or curling the hair in order to achieve the canvas that the actual Velcro roller is gonna sit on. Once I can feel that heat through that entire curl, I'm gonna go ahead and walk the curl off of the iron. If you would like, and this is depending on how their hair reacts, you can go and run. I like to run my round brush through it real quick to just give it a good brush. And then I'll take my roller and I'll go in and place the hair on the roller. After you finish applying all of your Velcro rollers, you just want to give the hair a light mist of hairspray. So now that we've let everything cool down, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these Velcro rollers out. You want to take out the first section that you did first because they have cooled the longest, and work my way down the sides and then the back. All right, so if you release these, but you don't have the oomph that you want, you can always go back and reheat this. You can see that it's got the structure in there, but maybe I just want it a little bit tighter or a little bit bouncier. All right, now we've released everything, and we're gonna go ahead and just, with a very wide tooth comb, just give it a good brush. Now that you have the base and the bounce and the foundation in here, you can go ahead and start doing some of your detailing work with your iron. So if there's any little areas that you want to enhance or control or change directions with, this is when I would just go in and kind of give it my signature pieces. By using extensions to, enhance color, you're thinking outside the box as well. I feel like a lot of the times, we try so hard on these very dark level 2 bases to create such a light blonde and clean blonde look. And by using extensions, we're really able to kind of guarantee that that blonding service is going to stay nice and clean. So here you have it, a 90s blowout style using Velcro rollers and hair extensions to give you that lift and volume that every client wants. Thanks for watching, guys, and follow me on Instagram at Danielle.Keasling.